trying some of the most viral Halloween recipes that I've seen on social media. I selected for you 4 spooky recipes to give you inspiration for the upcoming Halloween season. These videos have millions of views, so they might be tasting good or at least looking really spooky. Let's start with the first spooky recipe, which reached 3.7 million views to this day. They are small mummy truffle. Let's watch the video and let's try to make them.
The Oreo truffles with just 4 ingredients. Crush up the Oreos using a food processor or a bag and rolling pin, then pour them into a bowl and mix with cream cheese. Scoop up a tablespoon and roll it into a ball, then freeze for 1 hour. Melt white chocolate in the microwave, stirring frequently, then transfer 2 tablespoons into a piping bag. Coat the balls in the chocolate, dripping off any excess, then snip the piping bag and pipe over the remaining white chocolate as shown. Add 2 edible eyes and let them set in the fridge, and that's it. They're so cute and delicious and perfect for Halloween. Enjoy!
So as shown on the video, we're gonna need 10 original Oreos. 8 and 10. Now we're gonna blend the Oreos. Once we have an Oreo powder, we can transfer to a bowl. Let's pour all the Oreo crumbs. And now we're gonna add 50 grams of cream cheese. And now it's very simple, we just have to mix until it's completely homogeneous and you have just one single dough. So now that we reach that gooey consistency, we're gonna shape our balls. So now we're gonna take a small spoon of dough and we're gonna shape a ball with our hands. Now let's repeat that until we don't have dough anymore. In the video she said that she managed to make 10 small mummies, so let's see how many we managed to make here. Depend on the size of your mummies, to be honest. If you make really big dough balls, you will have less mummies, but if you make smaller ones you can have maybe even more than 10. I am done with the Oreo truffles. Here I managed to make 7. So maybe if you make smaller balls, you can manage to reach 10. Otherwise, you maybe have to double the doses. Now it's time to rest that for 1 hour in the freezer before to put the white chocolate all around. So let's go ahead and put that in the freezer. Okay, we're back after 1 hour of this small truffle in the freezer. I melted some white chocolate, so now let's pour the truffle into the white chocolate. Let's get rid of the excess and place that over cooking paper again for the final set. Let's keep going with all the 7 truffles. And now we're gonna create the mummy effect with the leftover chocolate. So and here is the result of your mummies. Now I don't have eatable eyes, so I melted some dark chocolate and I'm just gonna put 2 dots to create 2 eyes. Let's see how this goes. Not bad. Now our mummies are ready. Let's put them a last 15 minutes in the fridge so then we can taste them. The truffle mummies are ready! So this recipe was really easy to make. It was just combining the Oreo and the cream cheese, then melting some chocolate, decorating, so I think anybody can try that. And now let's try the flavors together. I have no doubt that this recipe was gonna be so tasty. Honestly, this recipe tastes so good. I don't know if you know the white Oreo. So you know it's the Oreo in the middle covered with a white glaze. Basically it's white chocolate, so this has exactly the same taste. In the middle is still a little bit gooey for now, because I made it today, but I guess that if you leave it in the fridge then it's gonna harden also in the center. This recipe is easy, you're gonna love it if you like the Oreo flavor. So I will say that this recipe is approved. Now let's go to the next one. For the second recipe of today, we're gonna need some eggs because we're gonna make some Halloween spooky eggs. This recipe has reached 4.7 million views to this day, so let's watch it and let's try to make it as well. We're gonna boil the eggs for 12 minutes. Now that the eggs are cooked, we're gonna take them one by one and crack them with the back of a spoon. As shown on the video, you should see some cracks so the color can go inside the shell of the egg. So make sure to crack all the parts, but don't break it totally, otherwise it's gonna be fully colored. Once all the eggs are cracked in that way, you're gonna take your Ziploc bag and place all your eggs inside. Pretty simple until here. And now we're gonna prepare the color. For that, we're gonna take some kind of bowl. I'm gonna pour some water in it. I don't know how much exactly because on the recipe there is no quantity. Here is approximately 400 milliliter. And I'm gonna go and pour some drops of red food coloring in my case. And I'm gonna mix. So I want the color to be really intense, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. So our red liquid is ready. Now we're gonna pour this inside the Ziploc bag. I think the quantity is not bad because the eggs are covered in that way. So now my Ziploc bag is closed and I'm gonna place that in the fridge. It's been now 3 hours that the eggs are in the fridge. Let's go and try to pick them up. I think the shell is already looking a bit more red than it was before. So I'm really curious to see how it looks. Time to open the shells. Uh-oh, I think I can see something already. Wow. That looks beautiful. I think this recipe is a success. So now we're gonna take our eggs and we're gonna cut them in two. Yes, they're also well cooked, so it's really perfect. Now we're gonna scoop out gently all the yolks and place them into a blender. Now that this is done, we're gonna put some salt. We're gonna add some mayonnaise. And let's go with some blue food coloring. We want something very blue, so we'll be generous here. You can choose the color you want. And now we're gonna blend that. Look at that, our spooky eggs are ready. It turned out so good. So basically in the video, the person was saying to leave it overnight in the fridge, you know, in the colored liquid. But I didn't have time to leave it 24 hours. So basically I left it 3 hours and the result is impeccable. So if you don't have time like me, I will say that 3 hours in the fridge is enough. Now it's time to try these eggs. So for this recipe, I think you can guess that we're playing more on the visual than on the taste, because we basically have mayonnaise and eggs, and this is the taste that you're gonna have in your mouth. That looks very good though, so I think we can say that this recipe is approved. Now let's go to the next one. Now we're gonna try to make some spooky gummies. This video has 8.2 million views till this day. So let's watch the video and let's try to make that as well.
Did you know that with just 3 ingredients, you can make homemade gummy worms that look just like the ones at the store? Add a cup of juice to a small saucepan over low heat. I'm using a fruit punch, but you can use any juice you like. Once warmed, add in sweetener like honey or maple syrup and gelatin or agar. Whisk until fully dissolved, then I add the mixture to small bowls to make different colors. You can use spirulina powder or different color fruit juices here, but I use naturally colored food dye and you can really make any color you want. Then the trick to get the gummy worms to have multiple colors without blending is to use droppers at the same time to add the mixture to the silicone mold. Set in the fridge for about 15 minutes and enjoy.
To prepare the gummies, we're gonna warm a pan, then we're gonna put some fruit juice. While this is warming, I'm gonna add a little bit of honey and the agar. And now you're gonna mix and let it warm until fully dissolved. Now it's time to prepare our colors. So I'm gonna pour some of our warm juice with agar in 4 bowls. And now I'm gonna use 4 different colors to color these 4 bowls. So I'm gonna use some red here and I'm gonna mix. We're gonna use some green color. Now we're gonna go ahead with the blue color and mix until combined. And for the final one, I wanted to use yellow food coloring, but actually it's pretty similar to the actual color of the juice that we have right now, so let's just leave it like that. So we have 4 different colors. So now that we have our 4 colors ready, I'm gonna use these small tools to take 2 colors and then pour the 2 colors at the same time so it doesn't blend. So we're actually gonna try with the first one. Let's do 1 red and 1 blue. Let's start with this one, for example. Gotta do it at the same time and it works. Wow, it looks so good. Yeah, we can really see that the colors are not blending. I guess it's as she said in the video because we pour them really at the same time. So let's do some more with these 2 colors and then we're gonna switch. Let's do a spider. Okay, now let's move on with the green and the yellowish color. Let's do a double color bat. Let's do a double colored pumpkin. I think we're ready to place that in the fridge for 15 minutes. We're back with our gummies. Now let's try and see if we can remove them. I think we can see that this recipe is working. Now let's try to remove them all. Time to try our gummies. I was so afraid that it will break or not be set enough when I will remove it from the mold. But it's actually perfect, so I'm really happy about the results. So now we know that it works and it looks good, but does it taste good? We're gonna discover that right now. So the taste is gonna depend on the juice that you're gonna use. If you don't like the juice you're using, you won't like the taste of your gummies. But in that case, the taste is actually really good. The only thing for me, I think, is the consistency. I think the jelly consistency is not my favorite. But besides that, it works, it looks spooky, so this recipe is approved. Now let's go to the next one. Now for the 4th recipe, we're gonna try to make spooky spider webs. It's a sweet and savory recipe. Let's watch the video and let's try to reproduce that. So for this recipe, you're gonna need some pretzel sticks. I had to cut mine because they were a little bit too long. And then we're gonna create that spider web shape like that with 8 pieces of pretzel. Now let's take our chocolate. We're gonna go in the middle and seal it so all the pretzel pieces stays together. And then we're gonna follow the pattern she showed in the video. So you go a bit lower in between, and every time you reach a pretzel stick, you go a bit higher. So up, now we go back a bit down, up. Let's try to do 2 more. And the last one. I think we're good like that. I'm gonna place that in the fridge until set, so I think around 15 minutes. And then we're gonna see if it stays all together like in the video. Now it's time to see if our spider nets are set. So let's be gentle. Yes, that works. It looks super nice actually. And we can see that the middle part is very important to keep them all together. I've seen that a lot online and I always wanted to try it, so I'm really happy that we've done that today. And now I'm really curious to taste it because I never had pretzel with chocolate, so let's go ahead and try it. This recipe is easy, it looks spooky, and it tastes really good. So this recipe is approved. I loved making this video as I love making theme food and recipes. These viral recipes turned out really good and I hope that can inspire you for the upcoming spooky season. If I have to make a top 4 of these recipes, I'll say that the number 4 are the spooky gummies, number 3 the spooky spider net, number 2 the spooky eggs, and number 1 the Oreo mummies. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what is your favorite spooky recipe. And if you like the video, don't forget to like it and follow the channel to support the account. And I will see you very soon in another foodie video. Bye!